It looks like we're live. Holy crap. Alright, hopefully this is sort of a test to see if I can actually do this properly and actually not drop any frames and this other stuff. So there's that. Alright, everything is up. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't really hear it. I try to keep the browser volumes down so it doesn't get too crazy. So, one of these, the one in the bottom left-hand corner is Washington, D.C. The one in the top right is Portland, I think. So, of course, they're doing their standard, you know, walk through the streets and act a fool. And then, up here in the top left corner is this guy, Paint the Trump. He's pretty funny. He'll yell out to Triggered. He's in Florida, so he's doing essentially flag waving and stuff like that, peacefully. He's a little loud, but you know, there's a couple pretty cool things. Let me go full screen on this. Pop that sucker. Come on, man. Okay. Anyways, I'll bring that one down a little bit. All right. So let's go. Wait. Come on. Full screen. There we go. All right. We'll start the video off. There's gonna be a lady that's gonna say something pretty interesting. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Hey, you vote for the Democrats or else they're gonna burn this country to the ground. That's basically the Democrats' message. What's up, man? How you doing? How the knuckles? Yeah, Democrats say they'll stop the looting, murdering, burning, but only if they get in the White House. That's extortion. They're scoundrels.
Usually when he's out there, there's like counter protesters, and they're just
hey, you know the COVID death rate for this month
blue-haired wackos
is 0.0029. Open this country up now. This is ridiculous. We're tired of wearing these masks. We're tired of
she's always out. This one particular lady, she's always out there sitting down. She's a bit obese,
tired
if you will,
of
but,
pretending there's a deadly
cool
virus out there. Kids need to get their butts back in school.
Amen to that.
Yeah, Aaron knows. He's still doing the online stuff. Hey, I'm more afraid of a Biden presidency than I am of this damn COVID hoax. We're gonna get wet, looks like.
That's what happens when
lefty violence is basically spiraling out of control. And you can slowly see the patriots coming out.
And that's the thing, is like, you watch all the stuff.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
These supporters,
he
I
took
guess.
care of a couple
They're
of
all
them.
over the place. It's not like
That boy's a hero.
There's like one or two, and these are people taking the time out of their day either. I think it's either Saturday or Sunday.
Have you noticed the difference between Democrats and Republicans? One of them is Democrats focus on the past. Republicans focus on the future.
It's generalization, but I tend to agree with them.
We got the other side of the street lined up with patriots.
That's pretty cool.
We're about to get wet. No
And you see
doubt
here
about it.
the bottom left and the top right
Man,
corners.
I'm waving flags like every day now.
They're in the middle of the street. See those people who just
Election's 10
hanging
weeks
out in the
away
middle of
and
the
it's
street.
gonna go by
For
fast.
what reason? I don't know. They're blocking traffic. And we're saying these supporters are doing is
Trump's gonna win!
they're not telling these people to honk the horns, but they're honking the horns.
Wonderful flag waving weather. The hardcores
That's
are
just
here.
perfect.
You guys nicknames the hardcores.
BLM ANTIFA
From now on.
Okay, here's
Go
what
to Cuba and see how you like it over there. Oh, they like it over there because they stupid and dumb. Stupid dude, stupid dumb. Burn, dude, stupid.
That lady's cool as hell.
They ain't murderers, they ain't looters.
What's up, Emily? How you doing?
Very nice, very
Mike Magnificent is on.
Let's fast forward us a little bit. I want to get to the point where the triggered sign. Oh, here it is.
Triggered. It's got glitter on it. It says triggered, and it's got lights on it.
That's awesome.
Got sound on it and all that shit. How did you made that?
And so let me show you the Trump truck. Oh, here it is.
On the planet? Look at this thing.
Crack open the cold.
I bet people love this truck, didn't they? Look at that!
I mean, I wouldn't drive it because some jackass would jack my truck up.
Look at the money!
That's a pretty sick truck.
Trump, he's pumping out the stimulus money. This truck is so cool. Oh, I love it.
Again, I wouldn't do that to my Tundra.
United we stand. With
Now-
Biden we fall.
Before we go any further, see, this is the owner of the truck, obviously. When you take a look at him, you're going to look at him and go, there's no way this guy's a Trump supporter. There's just no way.
That's
But
awesome.
he is.
Yeah, trigger.
There's his
Thanks, man.
YouTube.
Appreciate it.
all the way to St. Pete Sea.
Yeah, okay.
So I do a lot of stuff. I got a lot of videos out.
Look at this guy. Tattoos all over his face and his arms and all that. But guess what? Trump supporter. I guess we all come in different shapes and sizes and oddness. But hey, you know, you want to do that to your face? More power to you, man. I'm not gonna knock you for it. Especially if you're on, dare I say, the correct side. All right. I think that's about it. And then they got to they did a photo shoot, I guess, right there. But again, I mean, let's contrast, okay, between these people right here on the top left corner, and then the people in the
See that one, and I was like, is this about to explode in my face?
bottom right, such as these guys.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I didn't see it.
Compare and contrast. All right. I don't know if anybody in the chat wanna. Michael M says BLM equals bowel movement. Well, I've heard different acronyms such as burn, loot, murder. But I do like that one. It is a bowel movement. Everybody in the chat can tell me how the sound is for either myself and the live streams here. I'm pulling off somewhere. But, yeah, it looks like an interesting night over there in jeez. And that's the thing. It's like when you go, they're going. It looks like they're going into residential neighborhoods, right here. That's exactly what's going on. Exactly. Yep. They are going in residential neighborhoods, shooting lights into people's houses. Think about that for a second. If you want to expand your movement and get people on your side, why are you going to shine lights in there? People have got to work the next morning if they still have jobs. So they're going to shine lights into people's houses, like right there, the bottom left. What is the purpose of that? What? What's the purpose? I don't know. I really don't know what the frickin' purpose is to do that. Other than to piss people off, you're doing a good job.
Intersection
Oh,
of
something's smoking right there. I don't know what.
headed north.
Oh, they're shooting fireworks. Oh, that's great. Nice. That's awesome. These knuckleheads are shooting fireworks in a residential neighborhood on a Sunday night, a work night essentially, for the next morning. This this is how you want to conduct yourself, I guess.
So Melanie's got
Oh my god.
people thought that I was
Frickin' insane.
she sent me a screenshot of like
Uh-oh. Alright. I'm also on BitChute, by the way. Unfortunately, BitChute hasn't, dare I say, have live stream capabilities yet, but they will. Eventually. I'm also on Library. Same name, Lazo the Instigator. And I don't know. Hopefully they'll start doing live streaming. Because right now, technically, there are some other ones, but they're not stable, such as like YouTube. And I don't like necessarily using YouTube, but I have to. It's one of those things. And I'm dancing that fine line of not trying to get canceled and, you know, booted off the platform because of saying the wrong thing, which is a usual case for a lot of people, such as what's his name, Vincent James, the Red Elephant, got booted off from YouTube. Why? I mean, you all know why. Oh my god. I'm glad I don't have my sound up, and hopefully, actually I'll check the. Let me check the sound here. That's good. Well, yeah, here I am on a Sunday night doing this stuff. Let me check the sound here. I think it's a little too soft. We'll crank it up a little bit. Oh my god. Something's going on. Oh yeah, okay. Well. So yeah. Using a strobe light, walking down the middle of the street.
But the group that she got a screenshot from was
But of course, the police,
very racist
dare I
group,
say,
like, talking a whole bunch of shit.
are not gonna do anything. Let's see. Burn, loot,
So she was kind of like, I just want you to be aware.
murder.
This is circulating.
Alright. One of these days I'm gonna have the chat up here on the live stream, see if I can do it. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm sure if I scour
But yeah,
the depths of YouTube, it'll pretty much tell me how to do it.
and that's how a lot of people found it.
For right now,
People out there
you know,
who literally sharp the stream
I'm just too lazy to do it. Oh, I'm pretty sure I can do a here at the desk. So, if I can move this thing, goddamn. I got about 19,000 hard drives, and they're all loaded with. This, if you want to read a good book, this one right here by Eric Foner, Free Solar, Free Labor, Free Man: The Ideology of the Republican Party Before the Civil War. I'll leave that up here for a minute. That was it. This is a good book. If you ever want to bore the pants off you, it's very good to read. Because a lot of what dare I say, what academia and what I wouldn't say academia in the master's programs per se. I would say academia in the 4-year degree programs. The history that's taught there, terrible. They don't very much.
The drummers are like inside, so it's like
There's no nuance, and they pretty much have an ideology. Once you go into the master's program, you deep dive into stuff like this. Like for each of the classes, you read. Like this book has, not including the endnotes, about 317 pages. You gotta read that like one of those books like every week. Not a good time. But anyways, let me test the thing again here. Okay, it needs to be up a little more. But yeah.
This is the final straw. I'm throwing in the towel on this one.
I guess that's acceptable behavior.
Oh my god.
Really?
They've got to be. Oh my god.
Twitter tagged this post
Inappropriate.
Great Wall Szechuan for some reason.
In
Not-
China?
not any big- not
Yeah,
a big
for some
fan
reason.
of chanting. Why?
Well, we got a
Again,
helicopter escort.
Let me
That's
reiterate something here.
So we're now at what is this? Logan Circle.
We're in a pandemic. Supposedly.
Whatever.
Okay.
We're a couple of blocks.
Supposedly
from
we're in a
the White House
pandemic.
now.
Okay.
And they're kind of reassembling their shield formation. But
Now,
basically,
are
they
you
went
gonna
through
tell me
residential neighborhoods, shooting
Everyone in
fireworks,
this picture right here.
near the houses in order to wake people up.
So you're gonna tell me you go down.
This is the intersection of K Street. Okay, it looks like they're going to continue.
You're
The
gonna tell
Capitol
me
is to the left,
that
but
the people in these, all of these people are wearing masks. All of them, 100%. Well, obviously these guys are because they're Antifa thugs. But I think this crowd here is a little more diverse. Per se. I don't know. No, these knuckleheads are wearing masks. They're not social. Is that good social distancing? No. No, it's not. Now you could say the other thing too. Well, these guys are not social distancing compared to people left. Yeah, they're not.
I gotta get a picture of this first time.
There's that. All
no
right.
justice.
So yeah,
Police, the people are chanting.
is that social distancing?
This is the
Yeah.
intersection of South
However.
17th and K Street.
Yeah. See all these people right here? You had the media spend the better part of a day and a half complaining that Trump did his last day of convention speech. He said, "Too much social distancing. Not all of them were wearing masks." Okay. Let's look at this picture. Is everyone in this picture wearing a mask? Oh, yeah, that's right. No. How about right here? Is everyone wearing a mask? They'll say, well, not everyone, but most of them. Well, that doesn't answer really the question here. Or again, yeah, it does answer the question, but not completely. If you're going to complain that not everyone was wearing a mask, it's a super spreader event at the White House, won't this be a super spreader event up here in the left-hand corner? Is that not a super spreader event? Of course it is. Or it could be. If it's that point. That's... This place is... This is amazing. So right there. This person right here is not wearing a mask. Is that okay? Is the news media going to talk about that? No, of course not. Of course not going to talk about it. No. Not gonna do it. But let's calm these guys down for a second. And I want to play 2 minutes and 56 seconds of Ted Wheeler talking out his ass. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it and step out, hit the head. Be right back. Hold on. What the heck? Here it is.
and racial justice can look like in our community, and will continue to do that work in the weeks and the months ahead. There's so much work to do, and I'll be intentionally engaging the public as we proceed to engage in that hard work together. Yesterday's events began with hundreds of cars filled with supporters of the president, rallying in Clackamas County and then driving through downtown Portland. They were supported and energized by the president himself. President Trump, for 4 years, we've had to live with you and your racist attacks on black people. We learned early about your sexist attitudes towards women. We've had to endure clips of you.
Sexist attitudes towards women? Wait a minute there, Chucklehead. Aren't you divorced just this year? So that's like calling the pot calling the kettle black, I guess. Why did you get divorced? Inquiring minds would love to know.
Mocking a disabled man.
And he didn't mock the disabled man, you dipshit.
We've had to listen to your anti-democratic attacks on journalists.
Oh, really? Let's talk about this going on. You're talking about the president, and you're going to try to blame him for your ineptitude in your city. You're going to blame him for all the violence and the person and the guy that died last night, which I didn't really do a video on yet. I will, but I want to make sure I want to get the correct name, the correct person who shot him, things like that. So I don't really want to go out on a limb with that, just because I don't want to be the typical news media out there, try to demonize somebody who wasn't at fault for it. But let's continue with Ted No Thanks Wheeler.
We've read your tweets slamming private citizens to the point of receiving death threats, and we've listened to your attacks on immigrants.
Attacks on immigrants? He doesn't attack immigrants. He said come through the front door. Why is that a big deal? Well, the way the Democrats see that is if they get people coming across the border illegally, more than likely they'll vote Democrat. So that's what they want. They want new voter rolls. In my opinion, of course.
We've listened to you label Mexicans rapists.
He didn't label Mexicans rapists, you dipshit. You're lying, of course, because you're Ted Wheeler, and everything comes out of your mouth is a frickin' lie.
We've heard you say that John McCain wasn't a hero because he was a prisoner of war.
Old news, so what? That's his opinion. Do I agree with it? Not really. But later in life, John McCain was a douchebag, so, let's be honest here.
And now you're attacking Democratic mayors and the very institutions of democracy.
Wait a minute. Ted Wheeler, let me understand what you're actually telling me right now. Is Donald Trump attacking you? Yes. I wonder why, Ted Wheeler. I wonder why, Jenny Durkin. I wonder why low-rent Justin Trudeau look-alike in Minneapolis. I wonder why. Most of the violence and strife, death and destruction and burning and looting are, yes, you guessed it, wait for it, Democrat-controlled blue states and blue cities. I'll even go as far as to say blue counties. So you have the balls to go in front of that platform right there and say, it's not my fault. Trump is fanning the flames. Really? Really?
That have served this nation well since its founding. Do you seriously wonder, Mr. President, why this is the first time in decades that America has seen this level of violence?
We see this level of violence in Portland for decades because it's been controlled by Democrats since, the beginning of time. So your track record, not very good there, Chuckle Nuts.
It's you who have created the hate and the division.
Are you fucking serious? He has the balls to say that, oh, it's you, Donald Trump, that's creating all of this. Really? Really? You see, the way I look at things is that I like to scrub the news every once in a while. Pretty much every day. Do you know what political party the mayor of Kenosha is, by the way? Democrat. Mayor of Minneapolis, Democrat. Mayor of Portland, Democrat. Mayor of LA, Los Angeles, California, Democrat. Mayor of San Francisco, Democrat. Mayor of Sacramento, Democrat. Do you see a pattern here? Well, I sure as hell do. There is a big pattern here. To suggest that it's Trump's fault? If he wanted to, he could stop it like that. By sending the National Guard. But he cannot, according to the Constitution. Now, he could, fire up the Insurrection Act. Could. But he hasn't yet. Has something to do with the election, let's be honest. But if he does win, your ass will be put on you're going to be put on your ass. He thought, Ted Wheeler here, okay, he thought that all this violence, it'll burn itself out. 93 days later, it hasn't burned itself out. And even before this, it hasn't burned itself out. This guy has a lot of nerve.
It's you who have not found a way to say the names of black people killed by police officers, even as people in law enforcement.
Okay, Ted Wheeler, have you mentioned the police officers that were killed by BLM and ANTIFA activists, rioters, looters? No. Have you said the name David Dorn, who was killed in St. Louis? No. Why? Because you don't give a shit about those people. Do you give a crap about Cannon Hinnant? No. Little infants and children being killed in Chicago every week. Do you give a shit about them? No. Does Larry Lightfoot? Does Mayor Lori Lightfoot give a shit about people dying in Chicago? No. Why? She doesn't give a shit. That's just the bottom line. This guy's a piece of work.
Have. And it's you who claimed that white supremacists are good people.
And he never said that, you fucking dipshit.
Your campaign of fear is as anti-democratic as anything you've done to create hate and vitriol in our beautiful country.
Remember when Portland was a cool-looking city? Yeah. Pepperidge Farm remembers that.
You've tried to divide us more than any other figure in modern history.
You're dividing us, you dipshit.
And now you want me to stop the violence that you helped create.
No. You goddamn moron. You could stop this violence now if you would essentially let the cops do their job. You won't. Why? Because you think that having all this violence and trying to blame it on the president is going to get Joe Biden elected. Understand this, dipshit. He's asked you numerous times, hey, let's bring the National Guard in. Just give the word.
No, I don't want to do it.
Okay. Then what? Tomorrow night, or even tonight, will probably be either tonight's the 94th night, or tomorrow will be the 94th night. What the hell? How much longer does this need to go on? Well, if you're Ted Wheeler, as long as it needs to. And you think it needs to keep continuing on. God, I can't stand this fucking piece of shit.
What America needs is for you to be stopped so that we can come back together as one America while
Oh, no. We can come back as one America only if you believe in the democratic ideals and democratic policies and liberal ideals and socialist ideals and communist ideals. Only But if you don't, we'll put you in re-education camps, according to Ted Wheeler, of course. Because we have to come under one. You can't have multiple ideologies out there, because that's not good for business, apparently.
Recognizing that we must demand that all people, black, brown, white, every color, from every political persuasion.
Oh, really? But not Republicans or Libertarians or Independents. No, not those guys. No. Only people left of Pol Pot, Stalin, and Mao. Only those people. Those are the acceptable people. The people that this dipshit, stands with.
Pull together and hold all people accountable in stopping racism and violence, and we together are peaceful again under...
Your city hasn't been peaceful in 93 fucking days. That's 3 months to people out there who got metal plates in their head. Isn't that funny? To me, it's not. I can't stand this guy. So, here's what Donald Trump said. Ted Wheeler, the wacky, radical left, do-nothing Democrat mayor of Portland, who has watched great death and destruction of his city during his tenure, thinks this lawless situation should go on forever. Wrong. Portland will never recover with a fool for mayor. He tried mixing with the agitators and anarchists, which he did, and they mocked him. He said they like to blame me and the federal government for going in, but he hasn't seen nothing yet. We've only been there with a small group to defend our U.S. courthouse because he couldn't do it. All 100% correct. The people of Portland, like all other cities, parts of our great country, want law and order. I don't know why he capitalized it, but... The radical left Democrat mayors, like the dummy running Portland or the guy right now in his basement unwilling to lead or even speak out against crime, will never be able to do it. Clap, 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 clap. Okay, so there's that. So, even the progressive people in Portland do not like Ted Wheeler. That should tell you something. One, they want him to resign. And by the way, folks out there, uh-oh, what happened? Nope, I need to go silent on that one to find another feed. Should we do Portland again? Yeah, let's do Portland again.
Alright, so I want you to know, during this walk, I wanted to emphasize the black women that we have lost.
I wonder where they're getting all these people.
When we said somebody's name, for the most part, whose name did we say, y'all? We want to also emphasize Sandra Bland.
Okay, this is in Los Angeles.
Under very mysterious circumstances. Very mysterious circumstances. Can we also acknowledge all of the young black people that have been found in trees hanging recently? There's water in the back pool. All of the black people that have mysteriously been found in trees hanging across the country.
What the deuce? Come on, man.
As if any black person would really want to hang themselves from a tree. With the symbolism that comes with, right? Make it make sense. This is the but I was
One of these days I'll get the hang of this. And that day is not today.
widespread. It's systemic. It's in everything that we do every day. Who still goes and buys from Starbucks? Y'all know Starbucks hates black people?
There we go. too loud. I gotta find the audio selection for this. All right. I gotta find the audio selection for this.
Tell me what their comments are saying. They think that
Anyways.
they're fucking like super right.
There's that. All right,
Totally
enough
down
of that.
with everything.
Enough of the pseudo-intellectual history lesson.
Shit, I don't even know their name. That was a trip. That was like the last people I thought they were gonna be talking about.
too?
Good. Ugh, crap.
Yo, Precious isn't all
I'm not
fucking
made
black
for
bloc
this.
anymore. Precious is wearing a super bright pink
I'm like old
fucking
and
vest
stuff.
now.
I'm tired and shit.
Precious is over being all black bloc.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get the sound proper level, but
Ever. When we talk about funding
again, kind of hard to do it.
Invest in HBCUs. Invest in black futures. Yeah. If Black Lives Matter protect us while we're alive. If Black Lives Matter
Oh my God.
protect us while we're alive.
What else you complaining about
No
now?
more GoFundMe.
They blocked the streets off, apparently.
I don't want to see no more anything. I don't want to be out here for the next name. I want us to be partying with Corona done. I don't want us to be out here again.
Yes.
I don't want us to be out here again. I want y'all to remember the prison and jail system now for us where I was born.
Interesting.
Because we understand that, yeah, 113, first streaming now, but we understand that those people are caged in state prisons. So if you're not from DC, raise your hand. It's no shame. If you're
Man, I
not
don't
from
know what to
DC,
say.
raise your hand. No shame. I need you when you
It's
get
like,
back
don't these jackasses have to work in the morning? What you gonna say? Well, aren't you? I'm like, no.
Thank you.
That's a complicated story.
You work on your state legislation. DC is not a state. That's wild as shit, right?
Okay,
Y'all hear me? DC is not, we pay the highest federal tax, but DC is not a state. So we need your janky ass senators to vote us into being the 51st state. Yeah. We need your senators to make us the 51st state. We're gonna let go of modern day colonialism. Yeah, because DC is only like Puerto Rico, only like Guam, only like all these other countries that are still under this fucking iron hand. Yeah. I need y'all to really be politicized. Cause you down here and y'all fuck with the chance we sound good. It rhymes. But we're out here for a reason. Cause as I'm speaking right now, people are dying. There are metaphorical
Okay, so
necks
I
and
think
literal
it
necks
is
on my people's neck as we speak.
day 93 tonight. 94's time. Like it makes a big hell of a deal right now, apparently.
What you gotta do, if your regular job is some regular shit, make sure you help black people especially. If your day-to-day job is not this, make sure you're helping people especially. Because we need you. We need you. We need you. Because I refuse to have my kids out here like John Lewis was. Okay? I refuse to have my great-grandkids out here like Malcolm X was. I refuse to acknowledge the fact that Emmett Till's murder, my mama was alive, y'all. So you trying to convince me that white supremacy is dead? Yeah, because we said fuck the police, but we remember that Emmett Till, Ahmaud Arbery was not killed by police. They were not killed by police. We're going to remember that all these laws that they created and literally aid the continuation, the obliteration of my people. We're going to get into the politics. I don't want nobody out here to say they're not political. The political influence the social, unfortunately. Should be the other way around. But I need everybody to be politicized. I can't vote, y'all. I've been in this country over 19 years, still don't have my citizenship. Fuck Trump and everybody that he got. I can't vote, but I probably know more shit about politics than y'all. You do. I need you to get active. Because I can't be. They got me and my people under. I'm documented. What is DACA? Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. People like myself who came here at a young age. Grown ass adults now.
Yes, I agree there.
Renewable every 2 years. I was down there at the Supreme Court, y'all.
Yeah, they're a combination of soy boys, NPC, nerds,
Of being an immigrant, of being a woman, of being a dark-skinned black woman. Come on, sis.
and you know what I should do? I should bring up BLM mission statement. For those people out there that don't understand.
What's the proof? We need to strategize. It's not enough. It's not enough. Because when you go back home, you don't go back home the way I should.
Oh, now they're doing DDoS.
This shit is triggering.
DDoS protection. How about that? So,
Listening to my own self.
that's a trigger Martin.
I need y'all to be mad. That angry black woman shit, everybody adopted. Because we mad. We tired.
Let's see here.
That's on Fannie Lou Hamer. That's on Rosa Parks. That's on y'all ass.
Here it is right here. I'm gonna highlight this sucker.
We ain't even get into the anti-black.
Here's one of their
Yeah,
mission statements. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable.
Yeah. I need y'all to get active. Get mad.
Okay. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's start with the first couple of words. We disrupt the Western prescribed. Is it prescribed, or is it the way it is? I'll shut this lady down. Freaking loud as hell. All right. They're disrupting it. Okay, why? Remember that Hillary Clinton book, It Takes a Village? There you go. We'll get to that village part in a second. Requirement by supporting each other. Well, if Black Lives Matter really wanted to support each other, they would go to democratic cities such as Chicago and stop that crap from happening. Black on black violence. But again, they don't want to do that because they don't care about that. They may care, maybe, I don't want to paint someone with a broad stroke saying they don't, not everyone cares. But for the most part, nowhere in this mission statement here do they say, we want to stop black on black violence. It just doesn't happen. By supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively, villages collectively, sounds a little bit like, I don't know, what's the word? Yeah, socialism. They're Marxists. And then they say, we foster a queer affirming network. What the hell does that mean? When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking. What? Or rather, the belief that all in the world are heterosexual unless she, he, or they disclose otherwise. I mean, if you want to make things more difficult to understand, then hang your hat on that. We cultivate an intergenerational and communal network, communal network free from ageism. We believe that all people, regardless of age, show up with the capacity to lead and learn. Here we go, the final. We embody and practice justice, liberation, and peace in our engagements with one another. Do they really practice what they preach here? Do they really embody and practice justice, liberation, and peace in our engagements? If they're so peaceful, then why are the police out there in Washington, D.C. and Portland? I think that's L.A. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't matter. They all blend together. Forgot. Cucks. There's another good one here. Oh, here's the other one. We acknowledge, respect, and celebrate differences. Not differences of opinion, though, and commonalities. These guys are so full of crap, it's not even funny. We work vigorously for freedom and justice for black people, and by extension, all people. Well, why don't you just say all people? Because, well, dare I say when you say all lives matter, someone's going to crack in the head with a Stilson wrench. We intentionally build and nurture a beloved community that is bonded together through a beautiful struggle that is restorative, not depleting. Who the hell is writing this? It says, we are unapologetically black in our positioning. In affirming that Black Lives Matter, we need not qualify our position. To love and desire freedom and justice for ourselves is a prerequisite for wanting the same for others. No, it's only when we get it first, then we'll worry about you plebes out there. Oh, these guys are just terrible people. You know, I think, like I said this before in a lot of my videos, I think at first, when you looked at what happened to George Floyd, you're like, yeah, that was messed up. But when the information started coming in, when they wouldn't release the body cam footage, and then when they actually did release it, you started to realize, like, wait a minute. The police actually were doing their job. They didn't arrive there to kill this guy. And then you saw that one video where in his mouth he had this like white pill. He swallowed, according to sources, and allegedly, you know, that he swallowed 2 milligrams of fentanyl, enough to kill a sperm whale, essentially. And even before he had the knee on his neck, which I didn't agree with, even before that, he says, I can't breathe. I have claustrophobia. They said, yeah, we'll stay with you, man. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't. All right, there was that. Then there was the Rayshard Brooks. Body cam came out. The guy fell asleep in the drive-thru. Twice. First time the cop comes up and goes, hey, dude, can't sleep in the drive-thru. Okay. Cop goes back to his car, looks over his shoulder. Guy falls asleep again. Walks back to his car, says, hey, dude, pull over there. So he pulls over there, falls asleep again. When the cop comes back over there, wakes him up and says, hey, dude, how much you had to drink? Oh, I had a margarita, half a margarita. No one drinks a half a margarita.
Oh my God.
No one. Then the DUI trained officer comes over, gives him the field sobriety test. Then the guy keeps talking. The guy's like trying to talk his way out of an arrest. He thinks he's in Atlanta. Or no, he thinks he's not in Atlanta, but he's really in Atlanta.
Bagshaw's got the fucking like crowd control spray.
Then he goes, well, I had some daiquiris. And then he goes, well, I don't know what I had. And then once he knew that the jig was up, he started fighting with the cops. Stole one of the tasers, resisted arrest, started running away, pointed the taser back at the cops, fired. Then, of course, the cops shot him. Again, how could you really be necessarily mad at the cops? Should they have shot him? Should have Rayshard Brooks stole the taser and shot it back at him? So who's really at fault there? It wasn't the cops. Rayshard Brooks. And then finally, Jacob Blake, that pillar of Kenosha society. The warrant out for his arrest, by the way, is for him for sticking his fingers into a woman's private parts, sniffing him, and then say, looks like you've been with other men. Comes back, steals the woman's keys to her car, breaks in their house, essentially. They call the cops on him, fights with the cops, has a warrant for his arrest, by the way, has a knife on himself, goes to the car, opens the door while the cops are telling him, stop, you're under arrest, stop, you're under arrest. Resisted arrest, had that one cop in a headlock, goes to his car, opens the car door, gets 7 bullets in his back. And then he has and people have the balls to say the cops shouldn't have shot him. Maybe he should have, I don't know, complied, with the officer's orders, because not only that, that alleged sexual assault warrant out for his arrest. And so what do? They want to lionize that SOB. They want to lionize Rayshard Brooks, and they already lionized George Floyd. All these guys, by the way, who I just mentioned, had criminal records in the past. A plethora, a long list of felonies, drug convictions, you name it. So this is why we're here, is because of felonious douchebags. This is it. We're gonna lionize these douchebags because reasons. Oh my God! What a time to be alive, right? Black Lives Matter people anymore.
Without anybody behind you. No more, no less. We're all out here on our own too. We're not a crowd. We're individuals out here on our own too. If there was nobody out here, I'd be out here.
So yeah, so they're they're all lined up in DC right now, obviously. I need to shut that stuff down. All right. Anyways. We'll crank these people back up and see what they have to say. I'll go silent. I'll play these peaceful Trump supporters here.
Isn't it fun?
And they are, by the way.
So much fun. Isn't this your favorite thing ever?
They don't care about a reason. They don't give a fuck about a reason. They're fucking animals. Y'all wanna go to y'all jobs? Y'all some fucking pussy. Only trigger happy ass pussy shoot first and ask questions later. Y'all scary as hell. That's why we don't need y'all. We don't need no shit like y'all in the street. Cause y'all not brave. The fuck? Y'all not courageous. No valor is here. Y'all some baby back. Bitches behind shields. Hiding from people. All your white shirts in the middle. Let all the black and brown bodies stand in the front. And this dumbass motherfucker that doesn't want fucking everybody not to get corona. Other than that, guess what? Your white shirts are behind you because they don't give a fuck about you. Y'all not about your fucking bodies. Y'all don't fuck about y'all at all. Y'all are pussy. They always take $13 to be on the racist. Y'all only make like $13 an hour. That's fucking crazy. Damn, all you black motherfuckers in uniform with your black ass children, is it worth it? If your black ass son that just looked at me, if your black ass son gets shot by the police, then what? Then blue line or not? Is that just still your brother if they shoot your son in the back? I wonder. I fucking doubt it though. But when that fucking white supremacists are here, y'all's protecting them, right? Oh, okay. That's because we see what side y'all on. It's okay, because all y'all motherfuckers gonna lose y'all motherfucking jobs, so we don't give a fuck. Especially you coon-ass motherfucker back there in the white shirt. Bitch, I see you. Looking fucking dumb. Looking fucking dumb. Dumb as hell. All you black motherfuckers in uniform look like slaves in chains. Looking stupid as shit. Check and drive them ass. Where y'all tap shoes at? Make sure they shop. I like to hear the noise. Cause you wanna tap dance on massa anyway. Go ahead, you uniform. Tap dance ball. Go ahead. Tap dance for your white shirt, baby. They ain't protecting nobody. They don't protect nobody. They don't protect the motherfucking person. Y'all don't do shit. What the fuck is the point? 30 people got shot in Southeast. Where the fuck was the PD at? Not there. God damn. Why do black bodies keep dropping if y'all prevent crime? Y'all don't prevent shit. Y'all just... Wait, what? They don't prevent a goddamn thing. They waste our motherfucking money. That's a goddamn shame. Y'all don't do shit. So it's okay. What the fuck is the point? Because guess what? You know, guess what? When we defund MPD, fuck that. When we abolish MPD, you know, guess what? When we defund, we gonna fund violence interruption, y'all. We gonna be able to fund education. You know, there's one police officer for every 129 kids in these DCPS schools. You know, we gonna fund the education and shit.
God, what a time to be alive, right?
We gonna put actual grocery stores in black neighborhoods. That way black kids can get good fruits and vegetables. We're gonna refund the infrastructure in black neighborhoods because racial infrastructure is a real thing. Infrastructural racism is a real thing.
Understand the
So, we're gonna fund all of that with y'all bullshit ass budget. You know, we gonna fund that. I can't wait. How much is y'all budget? Y'all got
What?
$20 million increase, right? What can we do with $20 million?
Shut up. It's only isolated incidences. What? Shut your pie hole.
Oh, okay. Alright. You know what's the greatest thing about y'all being public services? That y'all serve us. And we don't like your fucking service, so now we gotta return that shit. Y'all not serving us. And we keep paying y'all. So we done with that shit. We not paying y'all a motherfucking thing. We gonna defund that shit. We gonna take all y'all checks back. All reparations gonna come out of y'all savings account. I can't fucking wait. Go ahead, get scared. Motherfucker, fuck. Go ahead.
Well, this stream has gone manic. Holy crap.
Go ahead. We keep paying y'all. So we done with that shit. Show the world. Did y'all want to show the world last night? Y'all was acting an ass last night. What happened?
Can you imagine being police and then, you know, the pandemic has sort of kept everything, you know,
How many names you put next to there, y'all?
what's the word I'm looking for here? Kept it calm-ish.
How about you? Because black cops are always worse than the white ones. Y'all got something.
And then the George Floyd thing happens, and then, you know, you're working like mandatory overtime, and you got to deal with knuckleheads, you know, spitting at you, throwing poop and shit at you, and piss, fireworks. Look at that. They're shining lights in their face. I think they got the goggles on to stop that crap from happening. But imagine that. Like I said, I am not a fan of police. However, they serve a purpose. If there's no police, then you have a roving band of Chaz and Chop people, you know, roaming the countryside, doing all sorts of crap to you. You know, extrajudicial justice. Yeah, that's what I want to hang my hat on right there. Like, oh, you look funny. Crack. That wasn't him. Oh, no, too bad. Oh, they're getting their helmets on. Doing a DEFCON 2. Yep, they're starting to toss shit at him right now. Well, I don't like this stream. I need to find a better one.
Square your brothers in arms away. They look fucking crazy right now with these dumbass fucking riot gear. Go ahead, hydrate the pig. Hydrate the pig. Hydrate the pig. See that? Scary ass motherfuckers. Y'all too scary to be police officers. Y'all fucking this shit at water bottles. No wonder y'all fucking black kids. No wonder the first thing y'all do is shoot. Cause y'all some scary ass, pussy ass bitches. Serious.
Oh look, tear gas. Isn't that special? I don't think one of the streams caught up yet.
Oh shit. Are you kidding me?
Trying to find a different stream here. Ah, God. Ugh. Well, let's try Twitter. Ugh. Ding dong. I saw some guy with a sword. Like, really? Knock it off. Why the hell would you bring a freaking sword? This doesn't make some sense. Well, it's going off without a hitch.
I was not fucking expecting this to turn out this way. So, content warning to everybody. I'm right in the gas. But it's okay. But the entirety of Black Lives Matter Plaza is filled with gas right now.
Ah, yes. It's going as planned, looks like. What the hell's wrong with these people? I mean, most of the blue state governors and blue city mayors, they've essentially capitulated and kowtowed to these fools, but that's not good enough. It's like, come on, man.
I choose to be here.
Come on, man.
Just let me know. Just let me know. Where can I?
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, it's damn. It's gotten a little out of hand here. I'll just let this play out.
Get back! Get back! Move away! Move away! Move away! Move away! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get out! Move
Well, that was a mess.
No harm, no foul. Get trouble. Nothing but get trouble.
I had to shut down this one stream. It was getting too manic. I don't know what the hell they were doing. They keep going back to like 4 or 5 different views. The smell of tear gas. For those of you who have never been in the military, one of the qualifications you have to do is sit in a CS chamber full of that sweet gas. I say sweet, meaning that it removes all the mucus, snot, fluids from your head, out your nose and mouth, onto everything. Oh, those were the days. It wasn't. It was bad. And I can't believe.
How far back? Just let me know. I'm just filming.
I'll try this one here. This one looks pretty interesting. I would say you're not missing much, but that says a lot. Make sure it's not coming through. Okay.
Look at this big one right here.
Good Lord.
Okay, guys, we're in Washington, D.C. in front of the Black Lives
I don't know why these people are wasting memory on their phone. They're videotaping the cops.
And things got really tense really quick. I got pepper sprayed for, I guess being too close.
Who knows? I'm not them. Wow, it's, all right. Apparently it's... Everyone's there at the bike rally, apparently.
Why y'all attacking women, man? Don't use that business as a secret to make a bomb. Don't use our bikes to beat up a girl. Don't just sit there and say, fuck y'all up here.
I might do this to myself.
All right, things calmed down for a second. Basically, there was people were crowded around St. John's Cathedral, which is where there are basically cops posted all the time. They started by kind of mocking them.
I think
they
I know
started throwing water bottles. They were saying hydrate the piggies. Started throwing water bottles at them, and then eventually one of the cops just threw a flash grenade into it, and it just went the way that all these things go when they turn bad. So, you know, needless to say, it was pepper spray, flashballs. I don't know, some number arrested. From my own eyes, I'd say like I saw at least 4, but it's really hard to tell. And at this point, they've pushed everybody. Well, the police line is.
I could pull a Pakistan stream.
It's the I and 16th is where the police line is right now. So basically, we're just 1 block south of where the main fighting happened yesterday.
Well, that guy's video's cut now. Good for him.
We're Black Lives Matter Plaza, Washington.
How you do that?
Protesters are starting to move.
Oh my God! I would say I'd love to be there. No, I don't think so.
The protesters are moving.
Oh man.
I'm still here, but be safe.
Oh, I'm gonna go quiet here. I'm gonna do this video here, show this video here real quick. This happened today, I want to say. Get the sound up. All right. So let me put the screen back up. This happened in Portland. Come on. Oh, here it is. That's phase one. Straight up. You got it. Hey, don't touch his neck. Don't touch his neck. Don't touch his neck.
No, I'm not hurting him. It's okay. Okay. You're all right. All right.
That's really about it, but that was sort of fun to watch. Back to regular scheduling, regularly scheduled programming. Live.
Man, this stinks.
I don't know how many of you have been to DC in the last, I guess, year, 2 years.
Again, to people
They had
who are
these
just joining,
stupid.
there was several people arrested over the course
There's
of
a bunch of
block,
different companies that made these
with
electric
tear gas
scooters.
and pepper spray
And you can rent
flashbang deployed.
With an app on your phone, and then
Okay.
you ride them around DC, and then if you're done, you just leave them. Like, phew. There's a big problem in all the cities in the United States with those stupid ass scooters. Because what people will do, especially tourists, they'll ride them, and then they're like, I'm tired. I'll just stop the app and then push them off into the weeds, chuck them to the reflecting pond, drop them right in the middle of the street.
Do you know which one?
They just don't care, and so they litter, especially DC. And then I was in San Diego 4 years ago. Same thing. The line scooters, they just freaking toss them in the woods. And then, people trip over them, and I don't necessarily understand. I don't know what kind of sort of contract they have with the city, but yeah. So that's why you can see these. A lot of people just take those scooters, and I think you can hack them in some sort of way. Oh my. Oh my god.
Alright, so looks like we're there's some
This guy's
space
realizing,
between the protesters and the police
this mask, this respirator doesn't really do a whole
so
hell
I
of
don't
a
think
lot
we're
for CS
in danger
gas.
of imminent tear gassing, but several people were arrested, and at this point the plan is basically just try to escape for the protesters left. It's literally just trying to disperse without getting hurt, basically is what I'm told.
Hey guys, so we're in Washington, D.C.
Someone tell this guy his video's
I'm on
cutting
the
out.
front line every time. Getting unbiased footage of what's happening. Tear gas has been declined. I mean, I keep it all legal and I comply, but mace has been declined.
Danny X Arsenal, I don't know what SNOS means, but
thank you guys, fans. If you
thanks.
guys donated,
Yes.
I got some nylon protecting myself from most of that.
Thank you for
mace.
that.
I have a gas mask, completely protected all my face from any tear gas, from any mace, and I'm still burning up a little bit, but.
Oh yeah, that guy's press. I'm sure Jim Acosta's floating out there.
Thank you so much, guys. Y'all kept me safe. Y'all kept me from getting missed too hard. Man, I'll start burning up. But thank you. Yeah, that's scary, man. It's really scary. I don't know if you're gonna come at me and tackle me at any point. Obviously, being pressed doesn't really help much.
Oh, that's what he said. You were gonna cycle through. Alright, cycle through.
Again, to the people watching here, basically there was like people were throwing water bottles, but the police responded
This
with
guy's breathing and
tear
noise the
gas,
shit
pepper
out of me.
spray, and flash grenades. At least a few people got arrested. Several people kind of got hurt, but at this point,
Let's
basically
see.
everybody's just
Hey,
trying
Danny,
to get
you say
home,
stop arresting so they
without
can
any more
be let go free and start
injuries or
shooting.
arrest. This isn't marching. This is
Well, as much as
you know, in an activism sense, this is literally.
I think that
people
would
trying to
solve
get
part
out
of the
here.
problem,
Without
that would
more
sort
arrests
of
or injuries.
create more problems than you really want.
The police are kind of distant.
As much as I don't like
Maybe a block
this sort of
ahead and behind
street
us,
violence
I
and
see
stuff like
police
that,
cars.
I don't really want the state to, you know, taking people out. I mean, I understand. A lot of this crap is annoying as shit. I get it, but
Like when they tell me to move back, I move back. I tell them I'm pressed. I tell them I'm going to deal with these
because then if that happens and then you give the government and the state carte blanche to do it to any person who's protesting, meaning that if your political party isn't in power and you protest them because they're doing something crazy, because in the past you set a precedent that they can start blasting you. Not a real fan of that, but I understand. I mean, I think a lot of people in the United States, including myself, I don't live there at the moment, but I will eventually here in a couple of months. I'm looking at this from, you know, 2 continents away. It's like, damn. And I am glad that when I move back, it won't be a Democrat-controlled city. I hope. It's kind of hard to, dare I say, not find a city that has some sort of democratic control. I don't know. I really don't know why. I could maybe perhaps come up with some hypotheses that would lend me to believe that a certain groups of people will inhabit cities and the inner cities. But that's not even true, to be honest, because that's not necessarily true. But I mean, it's insane. There was that list of the top 50 was it top 50 cities with the most crime. And I think the top 25, out of the top 25, one was controlled by Republican, which would be Jacksonville, Florida. And then you had 2 other, I think, or 3 other cities that were, the mayors were independent. which only means that they're left. So essentially, you could say 24 out of the 25 cities with the highest crime rate in the United States were Democrat controlled, essentially, or liberal. What a way to say. So you could say that, and it's actually 100% truth, even per capita, like per 100,000 residents. So this sort of gives you an idea of what these cities and who they vote for. It doesn't make any sense. Because I want to say the city of Detroit hasn't had a Republican governor since like 1930, 1950 or something like that. Something crazy. And I think Chicago hasn't been since like the 40s. So it just I know, in a lot of my videos I do these this analogy where to keep voting liberals and Democrats into your city, into your legislature, your mayor, your city council, your alderman, and they don't really do anything to fix anything, but you keep voting them in. Essentially, it's like you go to a restaurant, you sit down, you order split pea soup, then the waiter comes, or the chef comes out in the back with a Stilson wrench and just tees up on your head and cracks your skull open. And then for whatever reason, you get better. You go back into the same restaurant and you're like, you know what? I really want split pea soup. And the minute you order it, the same person comes out of the back with a Stilson wrench and just cracks your head open again. At some point, you have to think that you're going to order the chicken noodle soup eventually. You'd think that. But it's been, in some of these cities, it's been 50 years. And they haven't. They keep voting the same political party in, expecting a different result. And you keep getting the same exact result.
Is there another group over there?
I think this is the main one. This is it. Yeah. They merged.
I mean, I guess nuanced approach to, you know, how you vote doesn't really, it's lost on a lot of these people. All right, calm down a little bit. There's no more. Oh, there's the scooters. You saw them right out on the right hand side, the bottom left. They just park them. Yeah, they just park them there and just go, all right, hope for the best. Hope for what? Wish I had some tequila. He's shooting tequila right now. The missus, she would be very upset with me. Coming to bed like I was at Cinco de Mayo. She'd be like, what the frick is going on here? I'm like, oh, well, what can I do?
Definitely the larger group is that one.
Oh, man. Like. Alright. I get a plug. Like, subscribe, share. Yeah, for you two viewers out there, if you could throw a like or dislike, whatever. Throw a like. I appreciate the like, and share it, and make a comment or whatever. Helps the.
They're sort of using the spot.
I don't know. Helps something. Helps beat the YouTube algorithm, which is, you know, stacked against it pretty good.
So. The protesters are about a block in front of me, and about 24 riot cops are right next to me.
Oh, it is not good beer, but it's what I can get here.
Oh man.
Oh man.
It's actually really good.
Well, looks like DC and that one up in the upper right hand corner is pretty safe. Now you have the DC police by this hotel, it looks like.
those cops just unheat the baton and opened the hotel front door.
And of course, with the
apparently trying to see
chucklehead
if
with
anybody
the...
was inside the lobby to pull them
I
out.
don't know what sort of breathers those are, but I'm sure they do it. Yeah, they don't work.
It looks
His
like there was
eyes are-
nobody in the
I mean,
Mayflower,
obviously
or if there
his
was,
eyes aren't
whoever's
covered,
working at the
but-
Mayflower didn't turn them in. But right now, the police are.
I don't know. You'd think after a while, after being hit with pepper spray, pepper balls, CS gas,
The Mayflower
you know,
Hotel, just to be clear.
you'd think that you're like,
The
all right, I
police
think I got our,
just
we think I
stopped.
got our
Just
message across. Let's
guarding the
let's hang
entrance of the
back,
hotel.
you know, and then
But it looks like there's
reevaluate.
squad
Okay, are
cars
they
on
going to do
either side
anything
of the,
that we're demanding or whatever?
the group
No,
ahead of
they
me.
continue on. Because there is something to say that there could be some diminishing returns with this. I mean, there has to be. Because at some point, you really think the police are going to go, you know what, you guys, you're right. No, they're not. Whatever, knuckleheads. Oh. Ugh. Yeah, that's what we had to do in Portland, up in the upper right-hand corner. Let's go into residential neighborhoods and disturb the peace because reasons. Knuckleheads. Yeah, those ones are getting wonky. Let's see if there's anything going on in Seattle. I am surprised. There's not any crazy stuff going on in Seattle right now. There has to be. I don't believe him. Maybe I should.
Can we buy?
Wow. Okay.
And in Connecticut.
I know there's more stuff going out there. It's just not. It's not popping up on the searches. Don't know why though. Huh.
They're not social distancing.
Oh my god. I I don't know about you guys out there, but I'm getting tired of this mask and social distancing bullshit. The commercials on TV, oh, they're so god awful. It's not even funny. It's like, stay home, stay alive. It's like, well, how am I gonna make money to, feed my family? You want to kill grandma? It's like, just a question.
You want people to die.
No, I don't. I just want to get a straight answer here. Oh, look at these dipshits blocking the frickin' road. Really? Oh, they're using the rental bikes. God dang, man. Just get out of the goddamn road. Something's gonna cook off here. I need to check this out.
Yeah. A little winded, but I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. There's probably people with bigger problems.
Well, folks, actually, this was just really a test. I just want to make sure that if I start doing this on a daily basis, it'll actually work. It's kind of working. It's kind of not. But